Right, let's see if this internet catches itself up. I can see a few people start to come through, it looks like. Oh, I can see a few come through now. Evening all, the Ashby here. Motocross and Speedo Memories. Hope you're all good. Got the man on, Sam Masters, tonight. I've just been speaking to him. Hopefully going to get about an hour or so in, and then probably might have to do a part 2. Hi Frank, how's it going? Hello Harry, hello honey, hope you're good. Hopefully, not sure who that is, but hello. Anyone like that whose profile doesn't come up, you can just literally click out of here, click on the link in the post, and then it'll give your Facebook permission so you can see your profile like honey there. Who's going up to Oxford Speedway tomorrow? Fingers crossed on the weather. Getting to see Swindon Robbins come out of not being around to a meeting, so looking forward to that. Hi Mark, how's it going? Hey Stephen, not sure who that is, but hello. Hello. So like I said, so any of you people like that where it's not coming up, you have to click the link on the post before you come in the video. So you could just come out of here, click on the link. I think there's 2 that I can see in here. So yes, I will be getting Sam in as soon as possible because I think we've got about an hour or so with him. And then, yes, Stuart, hopefully I'm going to be there with the missus. So hopefully it's on tomorrow, fingers crossed, so we can see Swindon in action as well. I'm going to be a Swindon fan tomorrow, Stuart, of course. Hi, Heidi. Talking about Swindon Robbins, another name, Holloway. How's it going, Heidi? Hello, Anthony. Yes, Dewey, my man. He's had another surgery today, so he's recovering in hospital. Hope he's going to be on the recovery now as soon as possible. I need to work after last weekend. Oh dear, that's a bummer, but hopefully it'll be on. Fingers crossed with the weather. Hi, Tony. Lee, before Sam comes on, what are the chances of a live with Phil Collins? I've been chasing Phil for a bit, Mark, but got to nail him down. Talking about nailing someone down, here's my man, Gary Stead. Got to nail him down too. I'm doing Peter Collins on Thursday. He's not going to be on screen, but the next best thing, we got him on the phone. So I'm going to be on the landline to him. I might plug my phone into a speaker or something like that just to make sure it's clear. So we'll test that on Thursday when we get him on. Hello, how's it going? Evening, Jill. Hope you and Andy are good. How are you? Yeah, that looked good, honey. I saw that. Was it Danny King won it, didn't he? Hi, Mark. How's it going? Got to get Nigel Flatman on as well. Right then, what I'm going to do is just crack on with it because Sam's got about an hour or so, and then we probably end up having to do a part 2. So I've got quite a few picks on here as well, and obviously I'm going to talk to him about his testimonial, etc., etc. So I'm going to send him the link now, and then hopefully he can come on. We'll get the promo video going and get cracking. I just said to him I will literally just get as many questions in as I can with him in the time we've got. Got to get the kids to bed and all that. So hopefully get to see Sam live tomorrow. Not only tonight, but hopefully get to see him to race tomorrow. But I will definitely be back in the Robbins tomorrow, as I told Scott Nichols the other day on the phone. I said, sorry, bud, but I won't be, I'll be back in the Robbins tomorrow night. Obviously, it looks good. I was talking to Peter as well. The manager, obviously, of Oxford, because we're trying to, fingers crossed, might even be getting a Speedway reunion going. So, yeah, that could be some news, potentially. I'll ask that in a minute, Tony. Just see that. So, hopefully, Mr. Masters can get in here and we're going to literally fire off the questions. Get a good hour in, hopefully, and then probably have to do maybe a part 2 with Sam. Hopefully. I'm just chasing him up. But yeah, can't remember who asked me that now about. I'm not too sure who asked me that about Phil Collins now, but yeah, I have been speaking to Phil Collins for a bit. So hopefully, he did say he will do one. So it's just a matter of trying to get him to a date. There he is, Dougie Wire. All the riders are in here tonight. Look, got Gary Stead. I can see him down in my screen. You can hear me, hopefully, Sam, but we can't hear you until I bring you in the screen. So hopefully you're all right. I'll bring you in a second. Just going to play this quick little promo. But yes, Gary, hopefully I'm going to get down to Oxford a few times this year because obviously there's no Swindon. I did pop down to Poole the other year, and I was at Oxford on the opening night. It was brilliant. So yeah, it'd be good to meet you personally there, Gary. We spoke quite a bit, haven't we? So it'd be good to speak to you in person. Right, let's get this going because we're going to fire as many questions as I can to Sam, then probably maybe do a part 2. Right, here we go. I even shaved my beard down a bit for the testimonial, man. Sam,
hey mate,
how's it going?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty tired.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a manic weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, the last few weeks has been pretty crazy, but I've had some good help, which has been good because this little brain can't hold too much. So yes, it's been crazy after, especially we come back from Australia and then we had so much on. So it's been good, but yeah, it's been hard work.
We'll get straight into it because you've had your pressing practice days and your testimonial on Sunday, which is, I'm sure, imagine it's stressful as well as cool to do. So how did it all go? I've got a few pictures while you're telling us about it.
Yeah, it's been Steph Babb. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to do it at all, to be honest. But the weather was a big concern. Obviously, everything around Europe, Speedway around Europe, has been called off, and bits and pieces have been ran. But obviously, my testimonial the day before, on the Saturday, the weather was sunny and dry for the first time this year since I've been here, and that done the track wonders. And we got a little bit of rain through the night, but it handled it well, and the guys that done the track staff at Wolves done an amazing job. But before that was the lead up to, there's a lot of organisation involved in it, and all the riders were awesome to deal with. And yeah, like I said, if it wasn't for Steph, I wouldn't have got the meeting on at all. I probably wouldn't have done it at all, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm grateful for her help, and it was good.
Looks like you had a great turnout with the crowd, and obviously a good race meeting, and Doyley there on the rostrum with the Nichols and Lingren. I see it was a good meeting then.
Yeah, it was a good meeting. There was no hold-ups really. We had the 250 boys there, and we had the upright guys there, and also had to go on an upright myself. So other than the main meeting, there was no delays. The track was holding up well, so I just said, just keep putting that 2 minutes on to the referee, and I'm pretty sure I had a lot of messages, hundreds of messages to say that we put on a good show and they enjoyed it, and they were always entertained. So it was cool. I was happy with it. It was a little bit stressful on the day. I don't know if I'd race in it again if I did it again, but all the riders were awesome. To have Freddie there come over from Sweden, who doesn't even race in England, and he was just such a legend and such a professional to deal with. Made life really easy. Jason Doyle, just I asked him once and no hassle. He was there the whole time. He was always going to be there, I should say. And then Scotty, you know, like he was so fast the other day. It was you'd swear he was 25 again, but it was everyone rode good. There was Josh Pickering put on a pretty good show. He done a few pirouettes, and you know, I got Rowan Tungate. He come over and he rode my bike. Jacob Thorsell, who's a Wolves legend, he rode my bike. He also used that at Kings Lynn. So I had all my mates there that I wanted to be there, and no one let me down. It was good.
That's beautiful. I've got lots of the riders on. I see Dougie Wire that I did the other night has come on. Gary Stead as well. All these boys are on watching as well. I was just going to say as well. So obviously you did this as well.
Yeah, that was an experience and a half. I thought the front wheel was going to bloody fall off on me, to be honest.
Yeah.
The front end was so loose, but yeah, it was awesome to have a go on that. I was talking to Gary O'Hare before it and said I really want to have a go on the upright. Never rode one before.
Yeah.
So when I got on it, yeah, I rode it different. I got a video actually of me doing the 6 laps or whatever. I couldn't get off it.
Started getting right into it.
Yeah, just kept riding, and then I was actually right out in the next heat, so I had a pretty bad arm pump, and my right leg was quite sore. But yeah, I had a ball, mate. It was I reckon they should start a upright series. I'll be happy to join that.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
It'd be awesome.
I'm actually thinking about we're trying to get, because I do the motocross reunions. I'm on the 3rd one at the end next month. I'm thinking about doing a speedway one. So
all right,
maybe you'd have plenty of them bikes out.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'd get amongst it for sure. I'm actually in the process of building an upright for myself. Thanks to Chris Adams is getting right into it. We're getting a frame made, and he's got the engine, and I've got some forks and just bits and pieces. I'm going to try and make it as much like my bike that I raced today, just obviously with the upright. So pretty much everything will be the same, but the diamond, engine plates and engine, and the carby. So everything will be pretty much what I got today, and with an upright in it.
Yeah, and we're talking to the Oxford boys about it as well, so it could be potentially there. So it could be
it'll be good.
Yeah, so that's Lawrence Hare's brother there. Look, Dewey. Stuart Hare's just wrote on there, how was it riding the Westlake Monarchs legend? No, obviously, Lowell rode there as well.
Yeah, that was unreal. It was. I'll tell you what. It'd probably be better to ride around them tighter tracks like Wolves in Edinburgh. I think the uprights would be a lot more enjoyable around them tracks, if I'm honest.
I've got a Polish man here, Milos, I think that's pronounced, hopefully. He's just put good work for the Monarchs Masters and Rory Slime. Where do you ride on Poland now, Sam Masters?
I race for Gniezno this year. I've changed clubs most years. Unfortunately, really, I like to try and stick with the same club. I was at Edinburgh for 8 years, and now I've been at Wolves for 7 years. So, going on to 7 years. So, I don't like to change clubs too much, but I'm back. I'm in Gniezno this year. They've been pretty good to deal with. We haven't actually got the race right on the track yet because the weather's been terrible for them. But I'm in Gniezno, and I always like going there as an away rider, so I'm looking forward to when we get to get going.
You enjoyed it over there in Poland, Sam? Do you enjoy the racing over there? It's obviously pretty cutthroat, even with the teams and everything over there.
I never used to like it at all, to be honest. It was I sort of did it because that's where all the big guys were, and when I first started out there, I didn't really enjoy it, if I'm honest. I was stuffed around a little bit with and I know it's known for some Polish clubs don't pay, but sometimes I didn't really feel like I was looked after, but you're a bit on your own out there. It's not like here in England when you first come over, you get given a van and somewhere to live, and pretty much everything's sorted for you. Once you get over there, you're on your own in a way, and yeah, I struggled with it a little bit, but then the best thing that happened to me was COVID hit, and I lived there and actually started to understand the country a little bit more, and I got to live there with my family, and we made some good friends. And the last few clubs that I've rode for have been nothing but helpful. I was at Ostrov that year, and Apollo, Ravitch last year, and now Gnežno. But Ostrov and Ravitch, they were an awesome team to be a part of. They were really helpful, and I was glad to be there. And yeah, I got to understand Poland a bit more, and now I actually don't mind going there.
That's good. Yeah, you want to be relaxed, like you said, and looking forward to it, not worrying about it. I just got Gary O'Hare on. He just said, Sam, it was a pleasure to ride at your meeting and be amongst you all. Lovely guy. Thanks. Hi, Gary.
Yeah, Gary's he's a legend. I always have a chat with Gary whenever he's at the track when I'm there, and I admire his uprights, to be honest. They're awesome. Actually, I was meant to go out on his one with the latest model forks and everything, and he said that one would probably be a little bit nicer to ride, but I run out of time really, and I can't remember the guy's name whose bike I rode. It was a bit sad really, but Gary's a good dude. He's been around a bit, and he puts a lot of work into his upright. So I admire his work.
Yeah, very cool. So obviously you've just had your Oxford pressing practice day. I just saw the other day. What's your thoughts then on the new team and obviously a new track this year for you? Looks exciting. Obviously, I went down there for the opening of the stadium last year. It looks absolutely brilliant. They've done a great job over there, sorting the whole place out. Unbelievable. So what's your thoughts about all that?
Well, I never got to race there. I've actually never rode there. So last year I missed out because I was injured when we went there. So I can't comment on the track of when racing. But I had a practice there the other day, and it was really fun. I think it might take me a meeting or two to get the setup and get the hang of it. But I think it'll be good fun. They've put a lot of work in there. They're keen on the speedway. The owners of the club and Jamie Courtney, who's running the speedway. They're really keen on making it big. Yeah. Peter Schrock, he's the team manager. He's a good guy. We played golf the day before and with a team bonding session, and everyone got on really good. It was myself, Scotty, and Louis are the big hit, meant to be the big hitters there. And the way Scotty rode the other day, I don't think anyone's going to touch him in that league. But
he's on it.
Yeah, he was on the gas. So but no, I'm stoked to be in the same team as Scotty. It's someone I sort of looked up to as a kid, and then now raced against him for the last few years, and I think they've put a good team together. And all the a lot of people are saying the guys, the younger fellas that were a little, saying about our team that we're really top heavy with myself, Louis, and Scotty, and I had a pretty crazy high average from riding for Edinburgh last year, and but I think with the kids that they've put in, they've all of them will improve, I'm pretty sure, and I've definitely got the team that can win the league.
I was just about to ask you if you worked with Peter before. I just seen him pop up on the screen.
Okay.
I was going to make some sort of German joke, but I thought, mate, I might better leave it.
No.
Peter before, or?
No, we've never worked together before, but I've always got on pretty good with him whenever I've seen him at the tracks. We all know he's a good bloke. So, but we had a good day. We were actually in the same team in the golf, and I don't play golf. I'm not very good at it at all, or any of us except for Mary in our team. She was keeping us going, but I've come to discover I've got ADHD. I can't sit still for very long, and Pete's got it too, so he might get on all right.
He seems a fun character as well, Peter. So hopefully it should be fun down there, as well as obviously you guys trying to do your best, obviously.
Yeah, he's got some enthusiasm with the sport. He's you can see he loves it, which is what you need. And I think he's going to enjoy this year. We've got a good bunch of guys that have got enthusiasm like himself, and yeah, we're all in the WhatsApp group, and I can't say anything really that's in the WhatsApp group on here because I might get us in trouble. But I can see it being a good fun year. That everyone in there has got a good sense of humour, and if everyone can get on good in the pits, then I think that brings points. I've won the leagues before, and you know the feeling in the pits, what it's like. So I think we've definitely got the potential for that.
Who keeps putting the porn in there? Is it Peter? Is it him who keeps sliding that into the WhatsApp?
Oh, him and Scotty and the old stick.
There's always bad ones. Gary Stead's just, can you speak any Polish? It's a difficult language. I speak like preschool.
Not really. Not at all.
No.
Myself, Tegan, my fiance, and Lenny lived in Poland. So for a few months in the COVID year, when British Speedway didn't run, we didn't know really. We could have a conversation in Polish, but we started to sort of pick up words, and when we go to a shop, we could get by, and we sort of worked out what different things was, chicken and beef, whatever in Polish. But speak Polish, no. Understand sometimes, yes. But I don't really have the patience to learn it, so I won't learn that.
Gary just said that it was Alan Bagshaw. So that must be
anyone has seen his name pop up on Facebook today, but I wasn't going to remember that. But thanks to Alan. His bike was awesome, mate. It was so nice to ride. He's done a good job on that.
So what's your thoughts? Obviously, first meeting tomorrow, fingers crossed. I've actually got tickets. So I'm going tomorrow to the Swindon meeting. Obviously, I've got a bit of Swindon history, so I will be supporting Swindon tomorrow when my old dad and uncle race for them. So sorry about that, but
that's all right.
It's about tomorrow then. Obviously, you're racing, Doyley's racing, obviously for the select team. I think Sedgman, Howarth, I spotted a few of the guys. So it looks like it's going to be decent.
Yeah, like Oxford put that meeting on for as Oxford and Swindon was such big rivals back in the day, as you know, and it'll be a good challenge match. It'll be nice for us that we can have a meeting. Like I said, I haven't rode at Oxford before. It'll be nice for me to actually have a meeting there before the league and everything starts. And Doyley's there, so if you can. If I can stay on the pace with him, then I know I'm there or thereabouts. So I think it's a good thing. It's it's not exactly a league match, so the rivalry between Swindon and Oxford won't be as fierce as it was when you're actually supporting them in the leagues. But we race Speedway because it's fun anyway. So I'm going to go out there and have as much fun as I can, and hopefully score as many points as I can, because that's what we do it for.
Obviously, it's a good meeting for you to, like you said, see the track and maybe try a few things and a few setups, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's it. When I rode there the other day at Oxford, I was pretty rusty anyway on the bike. I hadn't ridden since I hurt my shoulder early in the season, or early in the year. So yeah, it'll be good to go from the tapes there and see what it's all about.
I've just got Ty Belfield on. He played for football for Swindon Town, best team. He's put, what's your favourite track to race in the UK? Oh, the kid's coming in. Yo, buddy. How's it going?
So good.
Good.
You going to be a Speedway rider? His mum in the background. She's not there, is she? Mum's going, no.
I hope not, mate. We're trying to push him towards golf clubs, tennis rackets, and soccer boots.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
But favourite track? You know about the mum now? I'm going to stay on here. All right. Favourite track in the UK? I'd have to say Wolverhampton and Edinburgh. Yeah. Really, it's they suit my style. They're nice, tight, and technical, and that's what I enjoy to ride. When you actually go racing abroad these days, they're just big, open, and star of the show. Yeah, I like it when it gets pretty technical, like Edinburgh, and you have the Carlson corridors, and the starts are quite grippy. So I'd have to say, Wolves and Edinburgh's, and I really have a lot of fun when really turning it inside out there. So it's good.
Yeah. Plenty of lines. Honey's just put, what do you think of the Plymouth track?
Well, as Honey probably knows, when we were down there last year, I said that this is a cycle speedway track. And it is that size, but it is pretty enjoyable. I always do all right there and have fun. But again, it's pretty technical and small. No, you need to go to mum. I don't. If he knew how many people were looking at him, he probably wouldn't be sat there. But, the Plymouth tracks, I really enjoy it. Yeah, it's something different. But I think, I stirred up the Plymouth fans last year when I called it a cycle speedway track. But I was just doing that for a bit of a laugh, really. But it's quite cool to race on.
Gary said you're not so bad at Bellevue.
Yeah, I know. I normally do pretty good at Bellevue, believe it or not. I wouldn't say that shape tracks, suits me. But last year and the year before, I actually had some really good meetings in Bellevue. Had some good speed, and if you make the start, it makes life easy. So I do enjoy Bellevue. I do enjoy pretty much every track in the UK, if I'm honest. So I hate Scunthorpe. That's one track I don't like. If someone's going to ask that question, I'll tell you now that Scunthorpe's definitely not my thing.
Oh, Barney Kennett's just come on as well. Good luck at Oxford. Be great to see you race there.
Yeah, thanks, Barney. I'll hopefully see you there, mate. I know he gets around to a few different tracks, so thank you very much.
Yeah, I had a good laugh with him last year at the opening. That was cool. Meeting Hanson and some of you guys. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get down to Oxford a bit this year with yourself and Scott and that. It's cool to come and watch you boys. I was just looking. Someone said, "Oh, Ty, you just put who's the best rider you've seen in your time in Speedway?" Whoa.
Well, it's hard, really. You know, I grew up racing with Darcy Ward, so we battled like all through juniors. But then when we sort of got to the seniors, he just took this step like was unbelievable. And then we raced with each other in pool. Yeah, and some of the things he would pull off was pretty incredible. But he was consistently like that. So to do that all the time, some people are like pretty up and down, and I see people do things that Darcy was doing, but they only do it for a short amount of time, and the form's in and out of that. But for talent, I'd have to say Darcy Ward. I never got to see riders like Tony Rickardsson and Per Jonson and people like that who obviously Ivan Major and people like that. I never got to see that, so it's I can't compare it. But Darcy is pretty mad. But then these days, ever since sort of Darcy got hurt and unfortunately got hurt and hasn't been able to race Speedway anymore. When you watch Smarslick, it's pretty impressive when you see him. And then I'd actually love to see him around a track like Edinburgh or Wolverhampton, where it is tight and technical. A lot of people go, "Oh, you'd have him covered there," or I thought he'd figure it out pretty quick. He's pretty impressive on a motorbike.
And obviously, we got to see Darcy in that before he got injured at Swindon. He was at Swindon that year, and he was
on fire. That then when he come back after being banned, he was incredible to watch. He was always good, but that time was unbelievable. So in my eyes, probably Darcy.
So how old were you when you got to your first taste of a bike then? I've got some nice pictures.
Oh, there. Now, I started racing motorbikes when I was about 5 years old on flat track.
Okay, yeah.
So started racing. That gives me hat there.
I like you had Spy. I had the old Spy goggles before I finished racing in the late 90s.
Sit on that hat. 5 years old, I used to do flat track. Yeah, there's another one back in the day. They were the junior speedway days. Them two photos you've just put up. But I used to do junior flat track, and 5 years old on the peewee. Then when I was 6, jumped on the 60. And then so the rest was history. I was 11-year-old actually when I started racing on the junior speedway, and never looked back.
What was the sort of age then you thought to yourself, I want to do this as a career, for a job, go over to obviously England? What was sort of the age you were thinking? Or was that always the plan?
Well, my cousins raced. They come over to, one of them, Jay, come over to the UK like 1999, I'm pretty sure it was, and he used to help Todd Wilshire a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
So I always sort of heard about it, but didn't really know too much about it. He used to give me videos and DVD or video. It was videos, VHS back then. Shows how old I am. Of it all, and I sort of followed it. It was more like the Grand Prix thing, so I didn't really know too much about the whole league racing until about 2006. We got offered to come and race in the under 16 World 80cc Championship in Denmark. My dad and Mick Poole sort of found that out, and I came over to the UK 2006, and that was Chris Holder's first year for the Isle of Wight. So we were staying with Chris Holder and the family. He was living the Warren family that he was living with, and we followed Chris around for half a dozen meetings, and I seen what this was all about, and I thought this has got to be better than working, surely. And at that time, Chris was really killing it and making a name for himself, especially in his first year, riding at number 1 for Isle of Wight. But from there on, I just followed it. Yeah, I always wanted to be a motorbike rider. I did a lot of sports as a kid, but motorbike riding was my favourite. And seeing what Chris was doing that year was pretty impressive. And it's that year Jason Doyle was at Isle of Wight too that year too. So and I knew Doyle as a young kid. He was friends with my family, and to see what they were doing and for a living, I thought that's me. So pretty much from then on.
I'm not sure what that is because I've got no name on it. They've not registered it with the privacy thing. But he's put, Sam, do you ever lose your cool temper when racing?
When I was younger, I used to do a lot more. When I first come over, I had actually very short fuse, to be honest. But no, I'm a couple of things sort of made me realise that it's every race ain't as crucial as I once thought. Yeah. I still do get on edge about things, and if I do get beat when I think I shouldn't, I do get upset with myself. But I'm pretty calm. I'm pretty calm with most things now, and early days I'd lose my temper real quick, but these days it's takes a little bit more than just getting beat in a race, and I think I can enjoy it more now.
Obviously, talking about the new season with Wolves as well. Just put that on the screen of the team. What's the thoughts with the team and for the new season for Wolves in the Premiership as well?
Yeah, I think we've got an awesome team. We've got a team that can beat anyone in the league. But I think if we want to win the league, we've all got to kind of improve in a way. If we can, if most of us, which I think we can all step it up, then I think we will have an awesome year. Rory's last year with us in 2021 was his last year, and then he was retiring. He had an awesome year. So if he can, take off, where he left off, then I think we could go quite good. We've got a good, again, the team spirit there is unreal. We all get on really good, and that brings points in itself. So CBS and Pete, and we'll definitely be looking for a final this year. We've been in the playoff semi-finals a few years now, and but I really want to win the league with Wolves again. They were so helpful with me in my testimonial. CBS was awesome, and so I want to give back something to them.
Did you ever think that that would happen again? When Crumpy come back and started riding, that was a bit of a shock for everyone, I think, at the time.
Yeah, it was quite cool for the sport for Jason to come back.
Yeah.
But he had a few injuries that year, and I think at that age it hurts a little. You don't bounce like you used to when you're a kid. So he it was good for the sport. He came and he raced for Ipswich and Plymouth, and when he first came back, the crowds were pretty cool. So it was cool to race against a hero of mine when I was as a kid, and you know, he has some good advice too when you race against him. But yeah, no, it was cool to race against Crumpy again, and I think it was good for British Speedway.
Do you think that'll be the same? I think I personally think that as well. What's your thoughts on obviously Nicky Pedersen coming back in the league? I know I don't know if he's all right. I see that he come off in his first race the other night, so I'm not sure what happened there. But and obviously Emil as well. Obviously, two big names in the sport. It's definitely going to put bums on seats for sure.
Yeah,
what's your thoughts on them guys coming over?
The last few weeks is we've had some good news with Nicky and Emil coming back and racing in Europe, and Nicky's obviously been around and raced in the UK a fair bit, and everyone knows how exciting he is on the track, and what he brings to the sport. So for British Speedway to have him back is so awesome. This is what we need here in British Speedway. I do support British Speedway a lot, and I'd love to see it progress more and more every year. So things like having Nicky and Emil back in the sport is cool. It will put bums on seats, like you said, and it'll bring a lot of excitement too. Nicky knows how to keep people entertained, and I think it's cool. But and also Emil, he had a good meeting last night there at Peterborough, and show him exactly how good he is. But yeah, I think it's great. I think I'm stoked they're here, and it would be cool to race against them.
I think it's going to be a tough season, isn't it? The teams are looking strong. Like I said, a lot of the teams are very strong. It's going to be exciting. Definitely good for the fans, like you said. And yeah, it'd be very interesting to see all them guys. I think there was a massive buzz before the COVID as well. I think Nicky, when he was going to ride for Sheffield, there was Crumpy was coming back and a few things. I think that got the interest again. And definitely this year, I think there's going to be a lot more people at the Speedway, hopefully. So that's obviously good all round for the sport. So
yeah,
you like the old. I noticed that you like the MX bikes and stuff like that as well. And the old.
Yeah, I ride a lot of motocross in Australia. Yeah. I treat it as training, really. That's there we go out in the sand dunes. That's just a bit of fun when we go out the sand, but out the dunes, I should say. But yeah, I race a lot of the tracks we have are pretty sandy and takes it out of you. So yeah, it's a good training thing for me, but I can also enjoy it at the same time. So I always go back and get a KTM 450. I always yeah. So it's always nice to go home and ride motocross bikes. I think it's good fitness for Speedway, and it's enjoyable at the same time. That was a pit bike challenge that we had. Doyley had just won his world title just before that, so we all caught up because we're all from the same area, and yeah, it was cool. We had a bit of fun that day riding around a little circle track, and I won, obviously.
What about? I was going to ask you. Obviously, like you do that for a bit of fitness as well. Is there what else do you do for fitness? And do you do like plenty of stuff in the winter, or do you just have a nice break and then get into some fitness? What do you normally do?
Yeah, I do. Well, that's our summer. Your winter, our summer. It's I do a lot of mountain bike riding too, and I do a fair bit of running as well. I try and avoid the gym as much as I can. I was in the gym a bit once I hurt my shoulder because I had to build the muscles and everything back up again. But if I'm not injured, then I'm more running and mountain bike and on the motocross bike, and when I do it, I don't just go there and just ride the push bike and hit some jumps and just cruise around. I actually put a bit of an effort in and keep pedaling, and also when I get on the motocross bike, I can try and do a couple of 30-minute motos or even 40-minute motos in the sand. So yeah, I treat it like training, and I put a bit of an effort in each time I do it, but I enjoy it a lot too. So it's I'm lucky.
I've noticed I've noticed on your stuff that obviously you like the number 33, and that's been the sort of that you got that with yourself. What is there a specific reason for that number 33? Is there anything personal to you about that, or?
Well, I started racing junior dirt track when I was like 5, 6 years old. And my cousins and uncle were actually number 44, and I wanted to be that too because I looked up to them. They were a little bit older than me, and wanted to have that too. But back then we needed to register a number, and someone had already registered 44 when I went to register a number, and they told me that I could have either 33, 66, or 88. And we worked out my pop was born in 1933. My mum and dad were 33 years old at the time, and my dad's first house he lived in was number 33. So we sort of stuck with that. So yeah, there's a little bit of a meaning to it, but yeah, for myself personally, there was nothing, but yeah, it all sort of went back into my family, and 33 stuck.
Frank Sorensen here. I've enjoyed seeing you in the Danish league, but not this season.
Yeah, no, not this season. It's I'm quite busy. I've got a family now. I've got 2 young boys. One's 3 now. Lenny's 3, and Kobe's only 5 months old. So I've had to try and cut back on traveling abroad. Especially we do 2 leagues in England. I'm pretty flat out busy, and also in Poland. So yeah, I always enjoyed racing in the Danish league, but it's just a little bit hard for me to make them meetings at this time in my career. But definitely I'll be back in Denmark soon, hopefully.
Got a cool memory here from Scott Somerville. He's put, "Hi Sam, I can honestly say the climax of the 2014 season with Edinburgh Monarchs is simply one of the most incredible nights in sport, never mind Speedway, that I have experienced. Thank you."
Yeah, Scott's a good friend of ours. It's that night for sure was pretty cool. 2014 I raced. 2012 I raced for Somerset. 2010, 11 and 12 I raced for Somerset. Then 2013 I was moving up to Edinburgh to race for them, and yeah, it didn't finish too nicely with myself at Edinburgh, at Somerset. Sorry, it wasn't cool, but how it went, we've kissed and made up now. We're all okay, but at the time I had a bit of a sour taste in my mouth about Somerset, and so 2013 I wanted to race for Edinburgh, and then because I wasn't very good around Edinburgh track, I wanted to ride there to try and master it. But that year that we had a bit of a stuff around, and I never got a visa. There was a few rules that came in and affected my visa, and I wasn't allowed to come back over. So 2014 I wasn't too happy. In 2013 Somerset beat Edinburgh in the league final. So then 2014 I joined Edinburgh, and such an incredible team. We all got on like good mates, and we just had such a good time on and off the bike with that team, and we pretty much won everything that year. We only lost about 3 or 4 meetings through the whole year. And everything we went in, we won. We just couldn't lose, to be honest. But then it come down to the final again. We versed Somerset, and obviously I just wanted to beat Somerset really bad. And it came down to the last heat decider, and they put me and Craig Cook in it, and we needed a 5-1 or we lost. We were 3 points down, so 5-1 or nothing. And yeah, the pressure of that was pretty crazy going into heat 15, and I'm sure the nerves that I had was the same in the crowd, and we ended up winning the league. We got a 5-1, and I'll never forget that night. We hear about it still today, especially when we're in Edinburgh. But yeah, Scott, I'll never forget that either.
Brilliant, isn't it? What a memory that is. You definitely won't forget that one. I bet that was an awesome atmosphere for that, I would imagine. I bet the tension was running high before that last race. That's the special ones that we all remember. Daryl Notley here is put Sam of Christian Hoffenbrock was worth the money going down to Somerset. I really enjoyed watching you both get a few 5-1s and the wheelies together.
Yeah, it was good. Me, myself, and Christian got on really good. We were on and off the track. We had some good laughs, but yeah, at Somerset we were pretty strong. We were at 3 and 4 that year, so we were pretty strong pairing, and we had some good 5-1s together. And Christian's retired now, but we still stay in contact. And he helped me a lot in my career. He showed me, he actually got me over to Germany a few times and got to ride his bikes himself and his dad, Bjorn. So we had some good times together. It was nice riding with Christian, and yeah, good dude.
What about you rode at Poole? What was that like when you raced with Poole?
Yeah, it was cool riding down at Poole. They had such an awesome team that year. Chris Holder won the world title, and Darcy was being Darcy. And also Christoph Kasperzak was in that team, but we unfortunately we didn't win the league that year. Swindon was. I was having a bit of a tough time during that year. I had a few injuries, broke my arm, and I had a few other injuries that I can't really remember. But yeah, that was pretty cool riding for Poole. Matt Midlow, they run a pretty professional club down there, and you can see why they're really successful. But yeah, I had some good times down there. It was would have probably been cool to do another year there, but yeah, wasn't meant to be.
I remember he was at King's Lynn, wasn't it?
Oh, you there?
Have I lost you?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying about King's Lynn, wasn't it, as well? You did a
yeah, had some. Thanks to Kings Lynn, they gave me my first opportunity to race in the elite league back then, Premiership today, but back then it was the elite league, and yeah, it was a massive experience. Niels Christian Everson and Kenneth Bier in that team, and they were super fast back then. So I learned a lot. Yeah, it was cool to step it up and race with Kings Lynn. There was a lot of head knocks ago, so I can't remember it too well, but I did have some good meetings for them. I was a little bit inconsistent, but I suppose you can expect that when you first go up and take that step up into the next league. And but yeah, no, I did. I enjoyed riding at Kings Lynn every week. Yeah, Leicester was good. That was 2014. I had my first little stint there. I was riding at number 2 with Doyley. Doyley's at 1, and yeah, we had again learn a lot thanks to Doyley. He looked after me a fair bit in that team, and then again the next year I raced for Leicester in 2015. Raced again with Doyley. But yeah, it was good times down there at Leicester. I've always enjoyed that track still today. I like going there. But yeah, that was good.
Talking about what Steady's just said here, Gary Stead just put this very grippy track at Kings Lynn. Is there do you prefer the tracks slicker, or do you prefer a bit of dirt on it? How do you
like Wolverhampton can be grippy, and so can Edinburgh, but it's a different type of grip to Kings Lynn. Kings Lynn can be a little bit not so fun, and I even see that for the home team. Sometimes they absolutely flog the away team, and then other times the home team can't figure it out. But Kings Lynn can. Sometimes I don't enjoy it. I went there last year a couple of times, and each time the racing was that spread out. It was just way too grippy for anyone. And rocks and bolts on the track. Our mate in front would sort of take off, and the guy behind him would kind of chase him, and third would just do everything to stay out of the roost, which made fourth sort of pull up. So I do like grip. I like grippy starts. I like a good dirt line when there's a nice dirt line, but sometimes Kings Lynn can be just that little bit too grippy everywhere. And when you see the home team sometimes not enjoying it, then maybe it's a little bit too much. But other times I can go there, mate, and it's honestly probably one of the best shaped tracks and so smooth in the country. They prepare it so well. Buster down there does an awesome job. But if you held back on the grip, sometimes it could be always awesome, you know. So yeah, I do like grip, but sometimes that can just get out a bit out of hand.
What was that like? That must have been special for you to obviously be crowned Australian champion. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, see, that was one of the most special moments in my career, winning the Australian Championship. I think 2 or maybe even 3 years before that, I was second place. So I was that year I really knuckled down and put a big effort in and finally end up and getting the win. But I felt a little bit hard done by the year before with the way the point system worked. I won't go too much into it, but I feel like I probably should have won it, but I think it made me so determined the next year to win it, and I ended up getting the job done. So yeah, it was a special moment of mine. It was cool to have my dad there with me, and to win the Australian Championship was, I'll never forget it.
Don't forget that one. Obviously, you did the what was that? The championship. It's called the championship, isn't it? You won 2 of these, didn't you? The individual riders championship, I think.
Yes. So my second year over here, I was racing for Somerset at the time. I was down at Sheffield, and I ended up and I got the win in that. It's a little bit of a story to that meeting with, well, not too much of a story, but the meeting was meant to get rained off. Really, it was super heavy rain that day, and we were hanging around a bit. They delayed the meeting a few hours, so we went off and got some lunch and whatever, and come back later that afternoon, and we end up, 2011 that was, we end up going on. I was a bit of a dark horse, really. Remember the track just being super deep, but it suited me that day. It was unreal. But it was, I was versing Joe Screen and Shane Parker, guys I looked up to in the past. Lemo, he was there, and Ricky Ashworth was the track record holder at the time, who got second to me that day. So it was a long day, but we ended up winning that meeting. And looking back at it, it was pretty gnarly riding that berm for 4 laps. But yeah, we got the job done. Then it took me another 11 years to win it again. It's at Poole last year, and I just sort of got over a broken foot. Then I broke my collarbone, and then turned up to Poole, and I was still quite injured. Yeah, unfortunately, in the first running in the final, me and my mate, a good mate of mine, me and Dougie, come together, and I think it was just a bit of an all-four thing, and we went through the fence, So we Dougie hurt his shoulder and couldn't make the rerun, and I dusted myself off and tried to straighten the bike out as best I can, and end up winning. So it was quite an eventful night, but to do it twice is quite cool.
Gary's just put, it's been great for me to see you progress so well. Love Somerset. You rode very well there.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. It's been, I really did enjoy racing down at Somerset. There was a few things that sort of, it ended not awesome, but I sort of got tied up in some conflict that wasn't really anything to do with me, and I didn't end up staying there for 3 years. I did there, but didn't stay there for too long. And I'll always try and be as loyal as I can to the teams I race for. But I had some awesome times at Somerset, and I won't forget that. And I did enjoy racing that track every week.
Do you boys like it when you get on the front of the magazines and things like that? Is that cool for you guys do you ever keep any of them, or?
Yeah, we always collect them ones. They're the good ones to keep. So they'll probably mean a lot more to you when you finish your career and you look back at that sort of thing, and or you've got them framed up on the wall in the pool room. So it's always quite cool to be on the front cover. You're the star of the week then, aren't you?
That's it. I hope the kids have got some of these.
Yeah, they're cool. There's some really good ones actually getting made at the minute. So we've got a few in the collection, but yeah, Mum and Dad are collecting them back at home.
Ryan's just put, try not to come back to the Dale and score a max.
Yeah, sorry if I do, but I'll be going there and doing 100% for Oxford. It's a new club for me, so I'll be doing everything I can to win. I go in every race to try and win. I put the same effort in every time, and I'll be going there to try and score a maximum.
Always mean a lot to you, Sam, to always represent your country, obviously Australia?
For sure. It's I had a good run there. 2016 I raced for 2017 also, but 2016 is one I can remember when that meeting there. We were at Bellevue in the race off, and I think I only dropped 2 or 3 points that day. So yeah, a very proud moment. It was cool just to be in the team with a bunch of Aussie guys. We're all pretty good mates. So yeah, it was a proud moment to put the Aussie suit on, and it was also cool that my mum and dad were actually over at that time. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Is it obviously? I know it's always well known that all the Aussies get on together and friendly guys, but is it? It must be difficult sometimes because obviously a lot of you guys are super competitive in all the leagues and stuff like that. Is that sometimes difficult?
I think you learn that if something happens on the track, you leave it at the track. But yeah, most Aussies get on quite good. I consider them all pretty good friends. I try and get on with them, with every one of them. But yeah, so when you get together, it's quite a laugh. We always have good times. But yeah, the competitive side of things, when you're on the track, you give it your all, and when you're racing the Australian Championship, you see that Aussie grit. Really, you see it in the whole field. It's tough, but when you're racing against each other, we always want to beat each other, but we want to beat everyone. So always leave it at the track. There's never any problems between us. So yeah, we all love racing against each other, and we all love beating each other also. So, but we leave it at the track.
Any favourite team riders to team ride with over the years, Sam? Any that you've sort of clicked with and gelled with well over the years?
Yeah, Shane Parker was probably the first one in my first couple of years or my first year at Somerset. Without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. Really, I don't think. I just copied absolutely everything Shane did, and we were riding at 3 and 4 together. So yeah, he guided me around. He taught me a lot. He taught me about things on and off the track. So us team riding together, he was so experienced at the time. Was incredible to race with him. But not only that, I always had some good team rides with Craig Cook down up at Edinburgh. When I first went there, we were pretty strong in heats 13 and 15 back then. He was always awesome to ride with. He was always a good teammate. Who else have I? Freddie and Jacob Dorsell at Wolves. They were really good to race with too. They're tough competitors on the track when you're against them, but when you're riding with them, they can really look after you. So yeah, we had some good team rides together, and I still today I learn a lot from Shane and Freddie and Jacob, how to team ride, and I still try and do that today. Last year, myself and Stevie Worrell, we had some good 5-1s together also, and I try and keep the team riding involved in it. Sometimes I've lost points because I've been waiting for riders, but I'm sure there's other guys lost points waiting for me also. So yeah, I do love having a bit of a team ride, and when you get a 5-1, it's a pretty cool feeling to share it with someone else.
Actually, that brings me. I was going to ask. I've got a question that way lower down, but we'll do that later. But this question was going to say, do you prefer the individual? Do you like the individual meetings as well as the team? Or would you prefer the team racing over that, or is it either?
I think I'll enjoy an all-in-all thing. There's pros and cons to being in a team and being in individual meetings, but I think there's more pros in a team meeting. When you win, you actually share it with a bunch of other guys as a team. When you win as an individual, just say like last year down at Poole when I won, I can enjoy it with just myself and my mechanic, and that's cool too because you think that you're the number one that day. That's a good feel. That is a really good feeling. But yeah, you're just sharing it with the guys around you, really. But if you win as a team, you're sharing it with the other guys, mechanics, the guys in your team, the team managers. So it's there's a lot more people enjoying the win as you. So I think I enjoy racing in a team, but I do love an individual from time to time.
Good question, honey. I was going to mention something along these lines, but I'll add my bit on the end of it. She's put, when you finish Speedway, which would mean many more years, But do you plan on going back to Oz to settle down with your family?
Of course I will, I think. It all depends on what my boys are doing, really. You know, myself and Tegan, we're both from Australia, so that's home for us. But, you know, we actually enjoy being in the UK. Um, so I think and we've got a lot of friends here now, we've got a lot of memories here, so I think it'd be hard to just leave the UK behind. So hopefully I win the millions and I don't ever have to work. And we can just travel to and from whenever we feel like it. But yeah, it all depends on what my boys do. You know, I don't plan on finishing racing anytime soon, so they could do all their schooling here in the UK, and they may not ever want to leave, or they may become something here in the UK. Hopefully, a football player with the money that they're on,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
and not Speedway.
No, we're on the European Tour Golf.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. But obviously, we're from Australia, so we're never gonna ever stay away from Aussie. But um, we do love racing, being in the UK too. So we'll just see how it pans out.
You think after your career you would like to stay in the sport, be part of that type of thing, or?
Yeah, you know, I loved racing as a kid, and love it just as much, if not more, today. Um, I'm so lucky to have it as my job. Um, you know, every time I put the helmet on, I'm loving life. But yeah, if I could stay involved in the sport, I'd be stoked with that. If I could be a team manager, or I don't really know if I want to be an engine tuner, but I think I may be able to do that. If there's more money in being a mechanic, I'd probably become a mechanic. But yeah, I love the sport, and I'd love to be involved in it for a long time.
I was actually going to ask you that. Do you like the technical side of things, and do you get involved in your own engines a bit and mess about with a few things? Can you do all that stuff as well?
Well, before I come to race in the UK, I done an apprenticeship as a motorbike mechanic,
Oh,
and mum and dad didn't let me come to the UK. I had a few offers when I was younger to come and race for other clubs, but mum and dad never said no. You need to finish your apprenticeship, which was a motorbike mechanic, and so I do get the whole concept of the mechanical side of things, and I still wash my bikes in the UK today, and do a lot of work in the UK on my own bikes today. So I do enjoy it. I do like working on the bike. Sometimes I'm tired and can't be bothered with it, but the technical side, I do enjoy it a lot. I don't really have so much to do with the engine. I don't really want to. Um, I think that just could be a bit more of you know, a confusion in your head when you're racing. So I try and just stay out of that side of things. But yeah, maybe one day I might look into it a little bit more.
you just sort of mentioned about Shane Parker and that, but Gareth just mentioned what riders helped you the best in your career. Any old riders like Crumpy or Adams or any of those guys?
Never really had so much to do with Crumpy and Adams, as in them sort of guide me in the right direction. You know, Shane Parker helped me a lot in my first year, but again, probably just sort of stayed out of it and let me take on my career myself. You know, I've got to thank Shane for what he did for me in my first year. So you know, I probably wouldn't have done what I did in my first couple of years without Shane. But other than that, I've sort of figured it out for myself. You know, I've had a little bit of help. Chris Holder and Doyley have helped out with bits and pieces in the past. But yeah, other than that, I've sort of just done it all on my own, and figured it out for myself, really.
Who were the idols for you then when you were a youngster? Was there like riders you looked up to, and did you get to race against them guys as well?
As a young kid, I liked Sam Ermolenko because we had the same name. And actually looking back at it now, he was a Wolves legend himself, and I got to ride for Wolverhampton. So yeah, he was always someone I liked. Billy Hamill, I always liked him, but Todd Wilshire, we're from the same town in Australia, and my uncle David actually helped Todd a fair bit in his career, just as a mechanic, and hanging out with him and doing bits and pieces with him in Australia and in Europe. So Todd Wilshire was always someone that I looked up to for sure. But then obviously Jason Crump and Lee Adams, you watched every move they made when you watched videos, and I looked up to them also. So yeah, they were probably all my idols, really.
Matt Stevens just put, "Hi Sam, did you ever race an upright engine? And if so, which did you prefer?" Matt from Red Racers for everybody else.
That was my first ever ride the other day on an upright at Wolves. Never rode one, mate. No, but I wish I think I wish I grew up racing in the upright era. I think maybe my style suits the upright bikes a little bit better than the laydowns today. But yeah, never rode one, so I can't comment on which one I like and prefer the most.
You got any weird and wonderful superstitions at all, Sam?
Nah, not really.
No.
You might go through stages of, I did that. I had Nando's that week, and we stick to having Nando's for lunch that day, or things like that. But you hear riders putting their left boot or their right boot on before they left, and I don't know. Oh, there was a weird one last year. Some guy had a flag of Tony Ricciardo in the pits. That was his motivation. I don't know, but yeah, there's some guys out there with some pretty crazy superstitions. Pete Adams has some superstitions. Yeah, I don't really, like I might think, oh, that one year I did that and that worked, or whatever. But no, I don't have anything where I got to wake up on the right side of the bed, or put the boot on the right foot, or the sock on the left foot, or the undies on different ways, or what undies to wear. But no, I'm pretty free. I just sort of just what's meant to be is going to be, and you just go with it.
Yeah, some of them doing that, getting a brand new one, you've got to chip it. It's like, absolutely not. No chance.
Yeah.
I like that one. What was your? Obviously, you've obviously settled down with the Wolves. You've been team captain and everything as well. Have you always still enjoying that a lot down there? What was that like being captain, for instance? Did that
It's being captain. It hasn't changed too much. You have a couple of different little responsibilities, but I suppose that with your name, with the C against your name, it's maybe it adds a little bit of pressure. But I love riding for Wolves. I don't know what other club I'd like to ride for in the top league if I wasn't at Wolves. It's I could stay here for the rest of my career if they wanted me to stay, and the track suits me. I get on really good with the management. We've grown to be good friends. It just showed at my testimonial how much they helped me with everything, and always try to stay loyal with the club. And I think if you do that, I'm pretty comfortable at Wolves. I feel like part of the furniture there, so it'd throw it a little bit out of whack if I wasn't there. It was a little bit like that with Edinburgh as well, but unfortunately, with the way my life is at the minute, I just couldn't keep riding there for now, and it was a lot of travel for me to just keep going up to Edinburgh every week. So there's a bit more probably to that, but I love racing for Wolves, and I put my whole effort into whoever I race for.
Obviously, you've got to race in the GP. Is that the thing that you're looking at? Would you like to get permanently into the Grand Prix, Sam? Is that a thing for you?
No, I really just thought I want to be a GP rider. I want to be a GP rider. I want to be a GP rider. That's sort of something I always thought. But after the last few years now, I thought to myself, if it's meant to be, it will be. If I keep putting 110% in and I don't make it, then it's just the way it is. But if I keep putting the effort in, and one day I may be there, I feel like I could mix it up with them guys. If I had the right equipment under me, I feel I could beat most of these guys. So I'd still love to race in the GP. I don't think about it and every single day, but obviously we all want to be a GP rider. That's the top of it. But what's meant to be will be. I have raced in a GP before and had some good fun and got amongst all the races. So I'm probably a track that didn't really suit my style. So I think I still really am aiming on to try and be a GP rider, but like I said, what's meant to be will be.
Well, obviously, might as well bring it up about the whole thing with Nicky Pedersen that time in the Grand Prix. Everyone remembers that. I've seen that on the YouTube and stuff like that. But that was a pretty crazy night.
Yeah, it was my first time in a GP. A lot of people probably think that I threw my toys out the pram because he cut me off, but I didn't really care about that. It wasn't that. He knew what he'd done, and he stirred me up a little bit on the back straight. I only had a little bit of a look at him, and he knew, oh, I got you, and then stirred me up, really. Said something that I didn't really want to hear, and didn't keep me cool. But heat of the moment thing. That's Nicky. He maybe I should have just wrote off. I don't know, but yeah, a lot of people would never let me forget about that.
It's not easy, though, is it? Easier said than done in the heat of the moment. Peter, is there any particular Haribos you prefer? Oh, brilliant.
Oh, I forget the name of it now, but yeah, he knows I know what he's talking about. I know he's trying to get me to say.
Which ones are they, Peter? You obviously know which one it is.
Write it in, mate.
Write it in, mate. That's brilliant. By the way, Sam, if you need to go at any point, just let me know and we can do a part 2 another time. No problem.
Yeah, the boys are probably nearly for bed, mate, so I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah, okay. I'll just give you one more then, and then we'll let you go, and then we'll do part 2 if that's all right. We can do that another time, no problem.
No worries.
Need to get arrested.
Yeah, I haven't been sleeping much lately, so I'm probably due to bed myself.
You got a ride tomorrow as well, so you'll be blaming me.
No, you're right.
Who's been your sort of closest friends over the years then, Sam, or in the Speedway? I know some of the guys sort of keep themselves to themselves, but have you had like closer friends than others that you enjoy the company?
Yeah, it's I grew up racing flat track. I said I started racing junior dirt track when I was 5 years old. I started doing that with Rowan Tungate. He's been a friend of mine since day one, really, from when I can remember. So we've always gone on really good. He came over for my testimonial, which was nice. But yeah, there's other guys that I've stayed, been good close friends with throughout my career, and made good friends with my career. I've had a lot to do with Justin Sedgman. We've been good friends from junior speedway days. We lived together and shared workshops together, and done a lot together. And Jai Etheridge as well. We've been good friends with their family. Jai never did dirt track with me, but his older brother did, and his mum and dad used to run the junior dirt track clubs back in the day. So we've been good friends of their family for a long time, and we lived together in 2016, and that was sort of the year that I sort of took the next step. And thanks to Shannon and Reggie, Jai, they helped me a lot. Jai was my mechanic that year, came over to ride for Edinburgh, and he didn't finish the season with them, but I'm sure I taught him a fair bit of stuff that year, but as well as he helped me a lot that year, and his brother Shannon guided me. He was pretty good with a lot of things. So Rowan, Reggie, and Jai. Reggie is his nickname, and Sedge. I've got a lot of other Aussie guys that I grew up with. There's Josh Pickering, Doyley, he was always older than me. Chris Holder, we did dirt track and stuff together as kids too. They were obviously older than me, but I consider these guys as my friends, and kind of just showed the other day that my testimonial, the guys that were there for me, it was cool. And I spend a lot of time now with Ryan Douglas. We're both in the Wolves team together and live in the same area. So Ryan and Renee, his girlfriend, we spend a lot of time with them too. So yeah, I've got a lot of friends in the sport, and I enjoy racing and being on and off the track with these guys.
Well, I appreciate your time tonight, Sam. I know you've had a busy time, and I know you're racing tomorrow. I was sort of going to wish you luck tomorrow.
It's only fun, come on.
It will be. As long as you guys are all safe out tomorrow, I hope it all goes well for you tomorrow, buddy. And like I said, I'll try and hook up with you in a month or so. Then we can talk about what's been going on so far, and finish all the other. I appreciate your time, buddy, and
Cool.
Good luck getting the kids to bed.
Cheers, mate.
Yes, Sam. Thanks, buddy. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. All the
Cheers,
best. Top man, Sam, for giving us that time as well. I know he's been busy and had a tiring few weeks and prepping for the new season, but hopefully he's not gonna give the Swindon boys too much trouble tomorrow. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was good. We'll do another hour or so with him in a few weeks. We'll let him settle down with his new club, Oxford, and hopefully that goes well in the Championship, and hopefully has another good season for the Wolves in the Premiership. And hopefully the meeting's on tomorrow. I keep checking the Met Office. Are you doing that, Peter, if you're still on? Been checking that Met Office a lot. Doing that. It's not been too bad with a bit of natural rain. That's the best natural watering anyway, isn't it? So we needed a bit of natural rain anyway to get the old consistency with the old watering. So that's beautiful. Just hopefully not much tomorrow. It'd be nice. How's it going down there, Peter? Is it all good to go? Don't know if you're still on. Maybe you can write about that. Yes. So hopefully I'm at Oxford tomorrow for the Swindon and Oxford Challenge. If you haven't got a ticket yet, get yourselves down there. Make sure you make provisions as well, because I think the Unipark car park is now full, I believe. I saw a tweet earlier. Don't worry, I've got one. I did that when I booked our tickets for me and the missus. We haven't been to Speedway. Well, I haven't been to Speedway since I last went to the Oxford reopening last year. So I haven't been anywhere since then. So I was really looking forward to it. So I'm really, really praying it's going to be okay with the weather and everything tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to it. And then Thursday night, got a proper British Speedway legend. Going to have PC, Peter Collins on, MBE. So how cool was that? I had to build up to ringing him. He said that I did ring him a year or so ago, and we were going to do an interview, and he just said that when his book comes out, which you've probably all seen that out now, so I was waiting to speak to him, so looking forward to that. He's not going to be on screen, but we're going to have him on the phone, and I'll be on here putting up pictures on the screen when we're talking about it, things like that, so that'll be all cool. Looking forward to that for sure. I did speak to Barry Briggs the other day on an email. It was really cool, and he's coming over to the UK. I'm just going to check what he actually said. He's coming. Yeah, I've just gone back to New Zealand, and he's booked to go back to England on the 14th of April. So hopefully, I'm going to get someone to get him in front of a laptop or get him in front of something, and hopefully I'll have to get to do Barry Briggs. I've done a couple of emails with him, and fair play to him, he always answers. And he said to me as well before, he normally sends me a picture of him, what he's been doing with the bikes. So I'll even show you. Look, like he said, look, I've been doing a bit of biking. Look at that, living the dream still. What a legend, eh? Yeah, really top guy. Obviously has a big history at Swindon as well, with my uncle Martin and everything. So looking to get him on 100%. Peter Schrock, you need to get me booked in for a night there. Looking forward to making a trip. Yes, I could. I'll come and meet you there as well, Gary. That'd be cool to meet you. We've done a bit of chatting in private on messages and stuff, and like to get you on here, obviously, as well, Gary. When are we sorting out a date? Bit of bromance for a date. Get you on, buddy. It'd be cool to get you on and go through all the pictures of your career and everything. That'd be super cool. Remember seeing you at Swindon plenty of times. It was always good. You had a very silky smooth style. I remember well. Reminded me a bit of a Lee Adams style you had, Gary, I would say. Definitely. And he would love to see you again, I'm sure. But yes, get yourselves down to Oxford tomorrow. Looking forward to that. I've actually got some cool news that I'm just going to post up in a minute about something I'm doing as well this weekend. Can't believe it's happening. I've done like the commentary for a couple of my motocross reunions and really enjoyed it. Actually, it was an accident to come across doing it, to be fair. Yeah, because the first one, a commentator didn't turn up on the day, so it was kind of Kevin goes to me, "You're gonna have to go out there and freestyle it." So I was like, obviously crapping myself. But I ended up going up there and absolutely loved it in the end. And then so that commentator I should thank really, because so basically was asked about going to do some commentary, and I'm going to be part of the commentary team this weekend at the Revo British Motocross Championship at Canada Heights. How cool is that? So as you can imagine, I'm slightly buzzing about that opportunity. So big thanks to Gareth Hockey for giving me that opportunity. Didn't think I'd ever get a chance to do something like that. So really looking forward to that. So hopefully it goes well. And I've raced Canada Heights many a time. I've been down Swanley in Kent. So if any of you guys want to get down there on Sunday, it's this Sunday, the Revo MXGB British Championship. That should be really exciting down there. Love that track. Raced there plenty of times myself in the 90s. Yeah, get on here, Gaz. Good man, Dewey. And all the best to Dewey as well. Recovering from his op he had today. He's had an op last week as well. So hopefully he's on the road to full recovery now. Fingers crossed. We'll do it. Never fear. Not sure. Trust me, mate. You're one of the most well-loved British riders there's been, for sure. And I've watched you myself plenty of times at Swindon, as I said, and you're a very tidy rider. As we'll show you the form of your style when we get the pictures up on screen. Cheers, Dewey, mate. Appreciate that. Hopefully everyone says that online when I say. How much have I got to pay people? In kind and all. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, thanks, honey. And sorry about that little joke as well, honey. My banter is sometimes out there. I wonder if she can remember what I said. I do. Honey was over on the finish line, of course, as per normal for our reunion. She does a cracking job, and the time in on the old stopwatch as well. She's got a lot going on over there at the finish line. And of course, she's called Honey Sanford. And obviously, I thought it would be funny to say, Honey, I shrunk the kids. I'll just be me anyway. I'll have to throw a little bit of poor banter out there every now and then to have a little bit of a laugh. Well, quite a few people have been reminding me some of the funny things I come out with over the last weekend. So you got to have a bit of fun with it as well, ain't you? Yeah, proper legend you are, Gary. Trust me. And I know for a fact that all these live interviews, everyone loves all the British rider ones as well. So they're always popular, and you definitely would be. Too much. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It's never horrible banter. It's always good banter. But as soon as it's come into my head, I was just like, honey, who shrunk the kids? And you were literally like, I don't know if you did that or not. I can't remember. Maybe. But yeah, we have some good fun. We have some good fun on the commentary. But so yeah, so really cool. Yeah, absolutely buzzing. Wow. Get to go there. I'll be there with Ben and Roger Warren. Like, wow. Get to work with them guys. Obviously, everyone knows Roger Warren, absolute proper legend on the thing. He does the obviously the Grand Prix across on the TV, Eurosport and stuff like that. And so it's going to be super cool going there with them. Yeah, 100%, honey. You have to have a laugh, and hopefully I can bring my weird and wonderful personality to the British Championship at the weekend. So hopefully it goes okay. Hopefully everyone gives me a little bit of support. Would be nice. We all have self-doubt, don't we, all the time, whatever we do. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'll do my best, and we will see how it goes. But really looking forward to it. And yeah, hope to see a load of you there. Hope to see a load of you tomorrow night at Oxford, hopefully. Sure, it's going to be on. I've been reliably informed by Peter. It's definitely going to be on. And then hope to see a load of you down at Canada Heights on Sunday. Could be roaming around with the mic. Could be up in the commentary box. Who knows? But looking forward to it all. I'll be happy to be there. Well, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Hope so. Hope so. Hope so. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to buzzing for it 100%, as you can imagine. Slightly excited. Would you like to come and be involved in the commentary team at the British Championship? Damn straight, I would. Let's get it on like Donkey Kong. Damn, that's another one. Yeah, so I will see you all soon. Like I said, be back here with Peter Collins Thursday night, 7 p.m. UK time, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. So yes, and like I said, I've got a new comp going for the World Supercross in July, Saturday, 1st of July. Got two VIP tickets, which this year also includes the pit walk as well. So that's really cool. And obviously you get to see all the practice, which you don't on normal tickets. And it's not at Cardiff this year; it's at Villa Park, Aston Villa's football ground. So that's at like Birmingham way in the Midlands. So yeah, get involved in that. You can just have any numbers. There's only going to be 100 numbers in the live draw. It's numbers 1 to 100. Contact me. You don't have to pay for it up front for the tickets. And when I've filled it all up, I will come back to you to get the payment after that. So yeah, looking forward to it. I just realised, look, my Vets, the old Vets Foxhill air horn that we got last year, look. I just literally saw the missus. I just spotted this, and I'm like, yes, more new Robins. So I'm going to be taking the air horn, honky tonk time down at the Oxford tomorrow. So if you don't see me, you may hear me. And hopefully I'm doing that a plenty, which means we're doing well. Hello, Daryl. Another Sam, I don't know. Let's get Gary Stead on. He did guest for Paul Fry a few times at Swindon the race. Abby was awesome. Yeah, and I remember that those times well when we had Paul Fry and all them guys. I think that was when we were like in the championship, wasn't it? But they were great years, weren't they? Him, Charlie Gida, Alan Mogridge as well. I'd love to get Alan Mogridge on. That would be cool. But yeah, such a shame what happened with Paul Fry. He was a great rider at Swindon, very entertaining, rode really well. There were some good years there when I think Ollie Allen rode as well at that time. Paul Lee, who ended up coming to one of my reunions on the motocross bike, was cool. So yeah, that was some good times there. But definitely want to get Gary Stead on. There is the want out there for it, Mr. Stead. We'll talk off of here. I'm not going to give up. That's for sure. That's one thing I don't do. Last night I was speaking to Brad Anderson. He was like, we've got this on here eventually. And I said, yeah, don't give up, Brad. You can't give up. Got to keep chasing these legends. So I'll keep chasing. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you all at Oxford tomorrow. And I'll leave you with my dad's quote. There he is. My man. Bless him. He always used to say to me, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. So we're going to try and live like that. Hopefully no one pushes us off that track. There's always plenty of people that try to get you off that track. But yeah, speak to you all soon. I'll get Sam back on again in a few weeks, probably next month sometime, maybe something like that. Give it a month or so, and then we'll do a part 2 with Sam. Still got loads of questions here. Didn't even get through half of them, I don't think. And then plus then he would be well into his racing. And thanks for coming on, Doug. Super legend, by the way. Get onto my YouTube channel, subscribe on my YouTube channel. It's free to subscribe. Just get on there and subscribe so you don't miss any. You can watch them anytime in your own time, morning, night, or whatever in your spare time. You can watch them. You just go on there and they're all recorded. Got like from 2 or 3 years ago when I first started on the Skype and then onto the lives. Legends like Doug Wire are on there that we did a few weeks ago. So get yourselves onto there and check them all out. It's Motocross and Spear Memories straight into YouTube, and you'll find them all on there. I think they're under live and under videos. I think the videos are all the ones that I did on Skype, and then the live ones are obviously all the ones I did live. So that's a bit self-explanatory that way. But yeah, get on there. There's literally, it's got to be getting like towards the hundreds now, maybe. I don't know. That's a good point. I'll just reel a few off for you while I'm on here. from the Speedway ones. Look, so Sam Masters tonight. Did Nigel Crabtree about a week ago, and then a few weeks ago did the man Doug Wires just on the screen. Before that, because I did have about a 4 or 5 minute month break, but the first one back I did Jano Pedersen, so check that out. I'm just going to go through the Speedway ones because I've got a lot of motocross ones on here as well, just so the Speedway fans that have been on, they can see. I've done 2 with Gary Havelock, but I did a live the week before Cardiff GP. I also did the second one I've done with Chris Morton live before the Cardiff GP and Mr. Calvin Tatum that we're going to do a part 2. So look forward to that. So you can check all them out. Who else? Lance King. That was really cool. We had a guest appearance from Bruce Pennell on that one as well. He asked a few questions to Lance on the live. John Davis, the second one. You can check both of them out. They were certainly entertaining for sure. Brian Carger, legend has been on tonight. Mr. Barney Kennett. Check all these out. Jan Anderson, Reading legend. Check that out. Alan Graham as well. Obviously, such a shame what happened with the Alan thing. I'm just so grateful that we managed to do that interview, and it's nice for his friends and family. They can go back to that live that we did for a couple of hours and see him on the screen. Must be nice for the family. Sean McConnell, that was cool. Mikhail Max, Sam Milenko was a really cool one. Ollie Olsen I did twice because the first time he did it kept getting thrown off the live, so he did another one with me as well. So there's 2 on there of Ollie Olsen. Peter Carlson, we talked about Carlson Corridor earlier with Sam. Did one with Peter Carlson. Always chat with the 2. Well, obviously you've got Mikael Max and Peter Carlson. I both chat to them 2 on Snapchat. Always sending me pictures of the snow. So when we had a few little flakes of snow the other week, I said it's much worse here. Absolutely mugging them. Luke Becker, Bradley Wilson Dean, Darcy Ward. That was funny. And you'll like some things that Darcy was saying about Nicky Pedersen was quite funny. You should watch that one. Super Joe Screen, that was really cool. Did one with Chris Louie and Jeremy Doncaster together. Greg Hancock, as you can imagine, that was brilliant. The man Lawrence Hare, that was really cool. Talking about his career, and I've spoken to him not long ago. Well, his brother, and we're hoping to get him back on again as well. So that'd be cool if we can get Low on. That'd be really cool. Paco Castagna, you should definitely check that one out as well. That was really cool because I got to surprise him with one of his heroes, was 10 times world motocross champion Stefan Everts. So I managed to get hold of Stefan, and he come on during the interview with Paco, and trust me, go on there and check his reaction. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely legendary. Trust me, check that out. It's absolutely brilliant. Even if you forward it to that part, it's absolutely brilliant when I get Stefan Everts on the screen. And I even show you on the interview a video that Paco sent to me, and sort of saying that Everts was an inspiration to him, and that he'd watch the interview and things like that, and he doesn't realise what people take from his, quotes of what he said and stuff. So I even played that first. It was absolutely like perfect how it worked out. So that was really cool. Alf Busk, did one with him. That was really good. Chris Holder, that was fun. When I went to Poole a couple of years ago, did bump into a few fans down there, and they all said they enjoyed the Darcy Ward and Chris Holder and that. So that was cool. Did Alan Carter as well, obviously Kenny's brother, and we spoke a little bit about Kenny and Alan's career in motorcycling as well. That's on there. Bruce Pennell and Eric Gunderson went down really well. That's one of the most viewed ones on there still. When Bruce and Eric got together, that was great, and there was like hundreds of fans online that one live. We did a Christmas special with John Davis, Dennis Sagalos, Neil Middleditch, and Steve Luxton, the Cobra. And that was cool. There's the second one of Ollie Olsen, done one with Per Jonsson. That was super cool to do. That was hilarious as well with Eric Gunderson on his own, because we had a bit of a running joke about that. I did a 3-hour live with Hans Nielsen, which was obviously amazing. So when I got to meet Hans in person at the opening of Oxford, when he said my name Lee, I was so chuffed. He actually recognised me. But the running joke with Eric was, he goes, there's no way I'm going to be on there for 3 hours. So I was like, yeah, no worries. I'll be happy if you're on there for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you like. 3 hours later. So that was funny to have a crack with him. There's the first one with Chris Morton. I did a cool one with Ollie Allen, Simon Cross, which I'm going back for another one because the internet wasn't good that time. He was over in France in his chateau, and the internet wasn't good. He told me now he's hooked up some really good internet. So we'll do a nice one again with Simon Cross. Paul Hurry, that was cool. John Davis, the first one was Lots of stuff said on there if you want to check that. If you want to entertain yourself, that was mental. Ronnie Corrie, that was cool. That was good doing that with Ronnie Corrie. Mark Laram as well. Did one with Mark Laram. I don't think a lot of people knew some of the ones I've even done. And Andy Graham as well. Going on to the videos ones, Todd Wiltshire that Sam mentioned earlier, did one with him on the Skype. Martin Slaminski, that was really funny. He took me around his workshop while we were on the Skype and everything. Martin Dugard, that was cool. I'd like to get him on a live. Same with the Bomber Harris, did one with him, but I want to get him on a live, so with the fans. Same with Scotty Nichols, did 2 Skypes with him, but I want to get him on a live with the fans. Same, I did a Skype there with Gary Avalok. I did a Skype with Hans Nielsen as well. But obviously there's the live one out there. I did a Skype with Lee Adams. That's on there as well. I did a Skype with Bruce Penner on his own. That was really cool, obviously. Did one with Roscoe. I'm going to do a live with him as well with the fans. That'd be good. Hopefully speak to him about the Swindon stuff and all that as well. Did Skype with Crumpy. Jason Crump, that is. Trying to do one with Phil because he's one of my first heroes at Swindon. So hopefully I'll be able to do that with Phil when someone can set him up on line and get him on there. I saw Neil Evans on Bellevue, get him on. I have messaged Neil a couple of times, Gary. So I'd like to nail a date down with Neil. Would be cool, wouldn't it? Yes. I have spoke to him a couple of times. Yes, 100%. I did message him. Was it last week or the week before? I messaged him on Instagram. And I know he's on my Twitter as well, so maybe I should probably better off messaging him on Twitter. Maybe I have messaged him before, honey. I'll try and get Phil on, especially we can talk to him obviously about the Grand Prix. We can talk to him about his new job in the British Speedway and obviously his career as well. So that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yes, right. I better chip off, go and have some tea, and hopefully we can go to Oxford tomorrow to watch Swindon win. The actual fact, the last time I went to Oxford to watch Swindon, we did win. Probably with some help, the fact that unfortunately another rider that I'm getting on that I keep badgering is Billy Hamill. I remember he got injured the night before at Swindon and we went there on a bank holiday to Oxford away. I think it was when they were the silver machine or something like that, wasn't it? They had Greg Hancock, Everson and stuff, and I think they would have won at Swindon the night before if Billy hadn't got hurt. He threw a chain in the pit corner, and unfortunately Jonas Davidson didn't manage to avoid him when he fell. And I know he went to the Swindon hospital, and we did actually ring up and leave a message for him, which he actually remembers, so that was cool. But definitely want to get Billy the Bullet Hammer on. And then we went to I think it might have been a Good Friday. Yeah, it must have been a Good Friday. The following day, I think it might have been in the morning, back to Oxford for the second, for the away match. And yeah, we won. We had like Lee Adams, Lee Richardson, bless him. We had, I'm just trying to think who else we had at the time. Jonas Davidson. Who else did we have? Charlie Jeter as well. And yeah, and we won. But like I said, it was definitely helped by the fact that Billy was injured for sure. And we were disappointed, obviously, to not go and see Billy the next day as well. No problem, Gary. We'll speak, and hopefully I can get a date with you. No worries, Callum. Just so you know that, Callum, that Swindon Wildcats ice hockey is better than the Telford Tigers this year, all right? Which is we haven't been able to say many years, many seasons. So when you won the league, was it last year you won the league? But yeah. But Phil Morris is another good one, honey. I'm going to message him now while I'm thinking about it on Twitter and try and hound Mr. Morris down. Right, speak to you all soon. Good night and God bless. And I will put this recording out there tomorrow. Like I said, share any of my posts would be amazing. I appreciate that. Just to basically get it out there to all the fans. Like I said, it's free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and there's loads on there now that you can catch up with, plus all the motocross and supercross stars from all over the world as well. So check them out. And like I said, if you ever share any posts or anything like that, retweet on Twitter, put on stories of Instagram, any of my stuff would be much appreciated, so we can get it out there to more fans to see. Thank you very much. And I'll be there with the honky tonk tomorrow night for a Swindon Robins win. See you soon.